It was supposed to be just another day of filming Love and Hip Hop. The kind of day where cameras capture shady smiles, cryptic one-liners, and a few staged blow-ups for the fans. But instead, the set turned into something so raw, so uncontrollable, so explosive that production was forced to slam the brakes and shut everything down. Witnesses say the room froze. The second Mendeecees, Harris usually the calm, collected backbone of the franchise, suddenly stood up and confronted not one, but two of the show's most fiery women, Ciara and Yandy. The tension had been bubbling for weeks. But nobody, absolutely nobody, expected it to erupt like this. Crew members claim security had already been warned that things might get messy. Others insist the producers were actually encouraging the chaos for ratings. But when the confrontation hit its peak, it went too far, even for reality TV. Mendeecees' booming voice shook the entire set. Yandy, his wife, broke down in tears. Ciara smirked with a kind of confidence that made everyone think she was holding on to receipts. And just like that, the cameras captured a meltdown so powerful it shook the foundation of the franchise. What could have pushed Mendeecees, the man known for keeping his cool even under fire, to break character and explode on Ciara and Yandy? And why did the producers have no choice but to stop filming altogether? Strap in, because this isn't just another feud. This is betrayal, receipts, and a confrontation that could change Love and Hip Hop forever. It was never supposed to get this far. Love and Hip Hop has always thrived on chaos, explosive arguments, shocking reveals, and confrontations that blur the line between real life and reality TV. But what happened when Mendeecees Harris finally stood up in that crowded lounge? His voice booming across the room as he confronted Ciara and Yandy was something so raw, so real, so combustible that producers were forced to pull the plug mid-scene. Cameras stopped rolling. Security rushed in. Cast members froze in disbelief. And within minutes, shaky behind-the-scenes clips began leaking online, fueling one of the wildest scandals in the franchise's history. To understand why the confrontation hit like a bomb, you have to rewind. For weeks, Ciara had been throwing shade with surgical precision. She wasn't even subtle about it. At group dinners, she smirked across the table, dropping lines like, "Some people preach loyalty, but they don't practice it." At cast events, she'd roll her eyes whenever Yandy spoke, whispering to anyone within earshot that Yandy was a master manipulator hiding behind a polished exterior. Yandy, known for keeping her composure, tried to rise above it. She smiled through the tension, posted family photos with captions like "real love, real loyalty, no filters," and tried to project the image of calm. But behind closed doors, she was rattled. According to insiders, she confided to a close friend one night, "She's obsessed with me. She wants to destroy me. And now she's dragging my family into this?" That's where I draw the line. The pressure mounted when Ciara began dropping cryptic social media posts that fans instantly connected to Yandy. One selfie captioned, "The truth always comes out," had the comment section lighting up with tags. At Yandy Smith, "She's talking about you." Yandy responded with her own clapback, a smiling family portrait captioned, "When you're real, you don't have to explain." It was subtle, but fans knew. Shots had been fired, but Ciara wasn't backing down. Off camera, she allegedly told castmates she had receipts that could shatter Yandy's perfect image. "I know things. I've seen things. She keeps pushing me. I'll put it all out there," she reportedly said during a break. Word of that comment spread like wildfire across the set. By the time Yandy heard about it, half the cast was already buzzing. Mendeecees had been quiet through it all until Ciara crossed the line. During one filming session, Ciara looked Yandy dead in the eye and said, "Everybody thinks you're perfect, but we all know you're not. You're not who you walk. You pretend to be." The room went cold. Gasps echoed through the set. Yandy's eyes welled with tears. And that was the moment Mendeecees' calm cracked. He clenched his jaw so tight you could see the veins in his neck. One crew member later revealed, "You could feel it in the air. Something was about to explode." And it did. The night of the infamous lounge shoot, the energy was already thick before filming even began. Cast members walked in tense, whispering to each other about Sierra's boldness. Producers leaned into it, arranging the couches so Yandy and Sierra sat directly across from each other. With Mendeecees beside Yandy, they knew the fireworks would come. They just didn't know they'd lose control of them. The conversation started civil enough. A producer off-camera asked how the group felt about loyalty and friendships. Sierra smirked, swirling her drink. "It's funny how some people preach loyalty but move real different when the cameras are off." Yandy's smile was tight. "If you've got something to say it," she replied. Her voice calm but carrying steel underneath. Sierra leaned forward, her tone sharp. "Everybody thinks you're this saint-perfect wife, perfect mom, perfect boss. But what they don't see is the manipulator behind the mask. You play the victim while stabbing people in the back. And I'm done pretending." The room exploded in gasps. Some cast members shifted uncomfortably. Others leaned in, hungry for the drama. Mendeecees' face hardened. He leaned forward, his voice low but firm. "Watch your mouth. You don't talk about my wife like that." Sierra laughed, not out of humor, but defiance. "Oh, here we go, the protector. Maybe if you knew half of what I know, you wouldn't defend her so quick." That was it. The dam broke. Yandy's composure cracked, shot up from her seat, pointing directly at Sierra. "You're lying, you're bitter, you're jealous, and you're making up stories because your storyline is dry." Her voice rose, breaking as the emotion overwhelmed her. Sierra stood too, matching her energy. "Clout, please? I've been holding receipts for months." "Yandy, you're not who you pretend to be, and everybody's about to find out." Phones discreetly lifted under tables. Castmates were already recording, knowing this would blow up online. Mendeecees stood slowly, towering over the room. His voice thundered now, louder than anyone had ever heard from him on camera. "Say one more thing about my wife and see what happens." Security moved closer instantly, sensing the danger. But Sierra didn't flinch. She leaned forward, nose to nose. With him, her smirk unshaken. What are you gonna do?" "Yelling doesn't make you right. All it does is prove I hit a nerve." The silence that followed was suffocating. Every eye darted between them, waiting for the explosion. And then Yandy broke. Her voice cracked, tears spilling down her face as she shouted, "You don't know what you're talking about? You don't know me." She turned to Ward. The producers pleading, "You're really going to let her sit here and spread lies about me about my marriage?" The producers hesitated. Normally, they thrived on chaos. But this wasn't just drama. It was volatile, dangerous, and real. Mendeecees jabbed a finger toward Sierra, his voice shaking with fury. "You're trying to break up families for attention. You're disgusting." Sierra smirked wider. "If the truth breaks your family, maybe it wasn't that strong to begin with." That was the line that shattered everything. Yandy lunged forward, restrained only by another cast member grabbing her arm. Mendeecees pushed past security, his face inches from Sierra's. "Say it again. Say one more word about my wife and see what happens." The set erupted. Cast members screamed. Crew members scrambled. Producers shouted to cut the cameras, but the operators hesitated, capturing every second. Drinks spilled. Chairs scraped. A boom mic crashed to the ground as its operator ducked out of the way. It was pure chaos. And then, like a gunshot, a producer's voice cut through the madness. "That's it. Shut it down. Shut it all down." The cameras went dark. The lights dimmed. But the damage was already done. Within minutes, the shaky behind-the-scenes video leaked online, showing Mendeecees and Sierra nose to nose, Yandy screaming in the background. The caption, "Love and Hip Hop Production Shut Down After Fight." The internet exploded. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. "This isn't TV anymore," one tweeted. "This is real life." Another wrote, "I've never seen Mendeecees lose it like this. He must be protecting something big." And that was just the beginning. Because if part one was the explosion, the aftermath was even messier. Sierra wasn't done. Yandy wasn't done. And the producers, they were scrambling to decide whether they just captured the franchise's biggest RATINGS Goldor, its biggest disaster. Cliffhanger: Sierra opened Instagram Live before the dust had even settled. Smirking into the camera. That wasn't even half of it. "They want to come for me again? I'll drop the receipts. And trust me, you won't look at Yandy the same. Yandy the same." The fans screamed. The cast whispered. And the producers held their breath, knowing part two of this saga would be darker, deeper, and even more destructive. The moment producers screamed, "Shut it down," chaos didn't stop. It only shifted. The cameras may have gone dark, but the real show was just beginning. Within minutes, a blurry clip of the confrontation was already circulating online. Somebody, whether it was a castmate, crew member, or even a sneaky audience guest, had recorded the meltdown on their phone, and by the time the dust settled in the lounge, Twitter and Instagram were already on fire. The caption under the first viral clip read, "Mendeecees loses IT on Sierra." Yandy screaming, "Love and hip-hop filming stopped." Within hours, it had racked up millions of views. Fans dissected every frame: Yandy's tear-streaked face, Sierra's unbothered smirk, Mendeecees' clenched jaw. Memes flooded the timeline. When Sierra said, "If the truth breaks your family, maybe it wasn't strong," one meme read, "This is how Mendeecees looked," accompanied by a photo of a lion roaring. But while fans were laughing, the fallout behind the scenes was anything but funny. Yandy collapsed backstage, sobbing into her hands, repeating the same words over and over. "She's trying to destroy my family. She's trying to destroy me." Two close castmates huddled around her, rubbing her back, but the cameras still caught the breakdown from a distance. Insiders later said Yandy's phone was buzzing non-stop. Her kids had already seen the leaked video. They were asking questions. That line being crossed, her children dragged into the chaos, was the one thing Yandy couldn't forgive. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was pacing the parking lot outside, fists clenched, his chest heaving. He muttered to security, "She's dragging my wife's name through the mud. I'm not letting it slide." The guard didn't answer. He didn't need to. Everyone could see this wasn't just a TV moment. Mendeecees was ready to go to war. But Sierra was thriving. While Yandy was breaking down and Mendeecees was fuming, Sierra opened Instagram Live before the dust even settled. Sitting in her glam chair, makeup smudged, still in her scene outfit, she smirked into the camera. "Funny how some people can't handle the truth," she said. "I all saw it. I didn't even say half of what I know. They come for me again? Trust me, I got receipts." Within minutes, tens of thousands tuned in. The comments flew in faster than she could read. "Drop the receipts, sis." "Expose Yandy? You're messy, but I love it." Every sentence Sierra spoke became a screenshot, a headline, a blog post. The Shade Room reposted clips. Hollywood Unlocked ran with it. Sierra claims Yandy hiding secrets receipts. Coming soon, Yandy supporters clapped back. One fan tweeted, "Sierra is just bitter and jealous. Yandy built an empire. Sierra's just clout chasing." Another wrote, "She's dragging a mother of kids for storylines. Disgusting." The fandom was split. Hashtags like #Team Yandy and #Team Sierra trended side by side. But the most surprising hashtag was #ProtectMen. DC's Dash fans couldn't get over how out of character his eruption was. He must have hit his breaking point. One user posted, "He's usually calm. For him to blow like that. Sierra must have touched something real." Back in the production office, panic was setting in. Executives huddled, voices sharp and frantic. Some argued the footage was gold. This is ratings history. One shouted, others warned it was too risky lawsuits, brand deals, reputations at stake. A leaked email later revealed that one sponsor, a major beauty brand tied to Yandy, had already pulled her promo image from their socials. A sneaker collab paused its rollout. The fallout wasn't just personal, it was financial. But Ciara wasn't worried. In fact, she doubled down. Hours after her live, she posted a photo of herself sipping champagne, captioned, "They can cut the cameras, but they can't cut the truth." That post went viral instantly, racking up more likes than any of her previous content. Ciara's follower counts skyrocketed by tens of thousands overnight. Meanwhile, Yandy went silent online, a rare move for her. Normally, she posted motivational quotes or family moments daily, but after the meltdown, nothing. Her silence became a story itself. Fans flooded her last post with messages. "Stay strong, Queen. Don't let Ciara's lies break. If you quiet, it means you hiding something." Mendeecees posted once. It's just one cryptic black screen with white letters. "Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Period." That post hit 1 million likes in less than a day. But it also fanned the flames. Ciara reposted it to her story with laughing emojis. Then came the screenshot that nearly broke the internet. A blurry image leaked from what appeared to be a private group chat among cast members. The message read, "We bringing down the empire." Ciara's name was tagged. Immediately, fans speculated, was there an alliance forming to destroy Yandy's image? Who else was involved? Some pointed fingers at Rashida, who had been unusually quiet. Others thought Spice was staying neutral to protect her own brand. Podcasts dissected the screenshot like it was a crime scene. "If Ciara isn't acting alone," one host said, "then this is bigger than a feud. This is an organized takedown." Yandy, though silent publicly, allegedly told a close friend through tears, "It's not just Ciara. It's got people helping her. They want me gone." The theories went even further when a gossip blogger claimed Ciara had been in secret meetings with producers about a possible spin-off. "This isn't random," the blogger said. "She's building her own empire and Yandy's standing in her way." By now, fans weren't just entertained, they were obsessed. YouTube reactors broke down every leaked clip frame by frame. TikTokers reenacted the confrontation for millions of views. Reddit threads filled with theories. Was Ciara bluffing about the receipts? Or did she really have evidence that could destroy Yandy's reputation? And then Ciara lit the match. Late one night, she tweeted, "If I drop these receipts, Yandy's empire crumbles by sunrise." The internet erupted. Some begged her to spill everything. Others accused her of bluffing for attention. But one thing was clear. The power dynamic had shifted. Yandy, once untouchable, was now on the defensive. Ciara, once dismissed as messy, was suddenly holding all the cards. Behind the scenes, producers were frantic. An insider leaked that executives held an emergency meeting at 2 a.m. to decide whether to silence Ciara or let her ride the wave. If she drops those receipts, the whole franchise changes, one insider admitted. But if she's bluffing and we protect her, Yandy might walk. The stage was set for something bigger than a fight. This wasn't just about two women clashing anymore. This was about power, image, family, and the future of the franchise itself. And as dawn broke the next morning, fans waited, refreshing Ciara's page every 5 seconds, praying for the so-called receipts. Cliffhanger, Ciara posted an Instagram story at 7:03 a.m., a blurred screenshot of what looked like legal documents. The caption, "Tick, Tock." The internet lost its mind. Was this proof? Was Ciara bluffing again? Or had she just declared war that could end Yandy's empire forever? The second Ciara posted that blurred screenshot captioned TikTok, the entire internet exploded. Fans were glued to their screens, refreshing every few minutes. Waiting to see if she would actually drop the alleged receipts? Gossip. Blogs pounced immediately, with headlines screaming. Ciara hints at legal docs that could end Yandy's empire. Podcasts launched emergency live streams, dissecting the post pixel by pixel. Some swore they could make out court stamps on the page. Others insisted Ciara was bluffing with a random screenshot, knowing it would keep the audience on edge. Regardless of whether the papers were real or fake. The impact was undeniable. Ciara had shifted the narrative in her favor. Meanwhile, Yandy's silence was deafening. For years, she'd been the queen of composure, the woman who built her image on strength and business savvy. But this time, the cracks were showing. Insiders claimed Yandy broke down at home, sobbing to Mendeecees that her reputation was being ripped apart for clout. According to one close friend, she cried out, "I've worked my whole life to build this. And now people think I'm a fraud because of Ciara's lies." Mendeecees tried to hold it together, but even he was unraveling. The man who had always been seen as calm, controlled, and protective now felt cornered. Friends revealed he was furious at himself for exploding on camera, convinced Ciara had baited him into losing his composure. "She wanted me to snap," he allegedly told a confidant. "She wanted to make me look like the villain. And I gave her exactly what she wanted." As fans debated online, producers scrambled behind the scenes. VH1 executives held an emergency meeting to figure out their next move. According to leaked emails, some executives wanted to bury the footage completely, fearing lawsuits and brand damage. Others argued they couldn't afford to waste the most explosive content in franchise history. One exec reportedly said, "If we don't air this, someone else will. That clip is already out there. Might as well own it. Might as well own it." But the legal risks were growing. Lawyers warned that if Ciara's receipts turned out to be fabricated, she could be sued for defamation. On the other hand, if the documents were real, the network could be liable for broadcasting sensitive information. It was a lose-lose situation, and executives were panicking. The cast, meanwhile, was in turmoil. Spice, usually one to stir the pot with sharp one-liners, was allegedly shaken after witnessing the confrontation. She confided to another cast member, "This isn't TV anymore. This is personal. Families are being torn apart. This is dangerous." Rashida, who had been quiet through most of the feud, was reportedly approached by producers to comment on camera. But she refused, telling them she didn't want to be dragged into World War III. But Ciara wasn't backing down. She thrived in the chaos. Her follower count had doubled within days. Her name was everywhere. And the attention gave her a level of power she'd never had before. She teased fans with more cryptic posts. "Receipts don't expire. Stay tuned." Each post was like gasoline on an already raging fire. Yandy finally broke her silence in a tearful Instagram story. Sitting in her kitchen, makeup smudged, eyes swollen, she looked into the camera and said, "These lies are dangerous. They're hurting me, my kids, my family, and everything I've worked for. I will not let someone destroy my name because they're desperate for relevance." Her vulnerability shocked fans. Some rushed to her defense, flooding her comments with love and encouragement. Others weren't convinced. One user wrote, "Why so defensive if it's not true?" Another added, "If Ciara's lying, why don't you sue her?" The pressure intensified when a mysterious voice note leaked online. In it, a woman alleged to be Ciara could be heard saying, "They think Yandy's untouchable, but I've got her secrets. And when I'm done, the world will know who she really is." The recording spread like wildfire, shared by blogs, podcasts, and gossip accounts. Some fans swore it was Ciara's voice. Others claimed it was doctored. Are way the damage was irreversible. Mendeecees stayed quiet on social media, but insiders revealed he was boiling inside. He feels like no matter what he says, it'll be twisted against him, one source said. He's protecting Yandy, But at the same time, he knows the more he pushes back, the more Sierra wins. Then came the bombshell rumor that flipped. The fandom upside down whispers that Sierra was in talks with producers about a potential spinoff. Entertainment blogs reported that executives were considering giving her her own show, banking on the chaos she created. Fans were stunned. Was she being punished or rewarded for nearly destroying Yandy's reputation? Podcasts debated endlessly. Some claimed Sierra was playing the game smarter than anyone else. Others argued she had crossed a line that could never be forgiven. One popular YouTube reactor summed it up. Sierra might have just burned every bridge she had, but she built a new castle out of the flames. For Yandy, the storm was unbearable. She allegedly told friends she was considering walking away from Love and Hip Hop altogether, tired of constantly having to defend her family against lies. "They don't care about us," she said through tears. "They just want the drama, no matter who it destroys." But walking away wouldn't be easy. With contracts, brand deals, and her image on the line, Yandy was trapped. She stayed silent. Sierra's narrative would dominate. If she fought back, she risked looking guilty. Every move she made was under a microscope. And then Sierra made her boldest move yet. During another Instagram Live, she smirked into the camera and said, "Y'all want receipts? Fine, but when I drop them, don't say I didn't warn you." Tick-tock. She didn't show the receipts that night, but the threat was enough to send shockwaves across the fandom. Hashtags trended again. Blogs speculated about what she might be holding. Was it about Yandy's business? Her marriage? Her friendships? Nobody knew, and that uncertainty was more powerful than any proof behind the scenes. Yandy begged producers not to let Sierra air anything on camera. Legal teams were brought in. Contracts were reviewed. Cast members were warned to tread carefully. But it was too late. The genie was out of the bottle. And the entire internet was waiting. The cliffhanger came when a second screenshot leaked, this time from Sierra's alleged camera roll. It showed an email thread with blurred out names, but the subject line read, "Contract breach, YS." Fans immediately assumed it stood for Yandy Smith. The blogs went wild. "Is Yandy facing legal trouble?" they asked. "Has Sierra been saving evidence this whole time?" Nobody had answers. Not Yandy, not Mendeecees, not even the producers. And that's where it ends for now. Filming remains suspended. The cast is divided, the producers are panicking, and the fans. They're eating it up, dissecting every frame, every screenshot, every cryptic caption like detectives solving a case. The lines between reality TV and real life have blurred beyond recognition, so the question remains, was Sierra bluffing with smoke and mirrors? Or is she really holding the receipts that could end Yandy's empire once and for all? And if she drops them, will the franchise survive or collapse under the weight of its own chaos? Cliffhanger. Sierra posted one final cryptic message before disappearing offline. A black screen with 2 words in white letters. It's time. The internet lost its mind. Fans screamed in comment sections. Blogs speculated endlessly. Nobody knew what was coming next, but one thing was certain. Love and Hip Hop would never be the same again. And now, it's a question every fan, every blogger, every single person scrolling through their timeline is asking, whose side are you on? Did Mendeecees step up as the ultimate protector, defending his wife against lies and slander? Or did he play right into Sierra's hands, giving her the exact reaction she wanted to build her empire off chaos? And what about Yandy Huss? She been unfairly dragged into a storm of rumors and receipts? Or are the cracks we're seeing proof that Sierra's shade isn't just shade, but truth? This isn't just another love and hip-hop fight. This is a cultural earthquake. Filming has been stopped, families are rattled, brands are backing away, and now Sierra is dangling alleged receipts that could either be the biggest bluff in reality TV history or the bomb that finally blows Yandy's empire to pieces. You cannot sit this one out. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Are you riding with hashtag Team Yandy Y, believing her composure and defending her loyalty? Or do you think hashtag Team Sierra is about to shock the world with undeniable proof? Or maybe you're with hashtag Team Mendeecees, convinced he's the only one willing to risk it all to protect his household. And listen, if you've made it this far and you haven't hit like or subscribed yet, then you are already behind. This channel is the only place giving you the unfiltered, uncensored breakdowns the network doesn't want you to see. Every leak, every DM, every secret recording, you'll see it here first. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and lock in, cause the next chapter is coming sooner than you think. Miss it, and you'll be playing catch up while the rest of us are already 3 scandals ahead.